What is going on, guys? Grave here. Welcome back to Marvel's Avengers. And today I'd like to talk about legendary loot and the different ways you can get this legendary loot in game. Now I'm going to be showing you kind of around, of course, where I'm at. Of course, seeing some of the map and things like that after I've beat the single player. So if you don't want anything ruined or spoiled about kind of how things look after you beat the story, you might want to back out of the video right now and not watch this. But there are different ways to gain legendary loot in game. Of course, one way is always the easiest way, I guess. I wouldn't say the easiest way, but it is kind of a simpler way, even when you're playing single player, and that is by just changing the difficulty of a mission. So let's just go right here for example. If we went to this mission here that I played a while ago, or just shortly before I recorded this, you can always go to a certain section here that will change the challenge level. Of course, the higher the level, the higher the chance there is of the enemies and also the chest dropping better gear. Now, will it always be guaranteed to be legendary? No, but if it's on like challenge 1, you're going to have a pretty slim chance. If you're on challenge 4, you're going to have a lot better of a chance to get legendary loot out of the chest, and also to get legendary loot to drop from enemies that you defeat while playing that certain mission. Also, keep in mind, there's other missions here that have to kind of revolve around finding the different shield bunkers or shield vaults. This mission right here that I just did, I was talking about just a few seconds ago, that I did before I recorded this, had a shield vault in it. It also is kind of based off that same idea. The higher the challenge level, the higher the level that you do the mission kind of at, the better chance you're going to have of getting legendary gear out of that vault. And that vault does have a fair bit of gear in it. So keep in mind, if you're going to be doing some of these missions that you're going to go into a vault, just be aware, the better you're going to have a better chance of getting loot from it, the higher, kind of the higher difficulty you play it at. Some people recommend that you go in and, just put it on challenge 4, just go find the vault, open up the vault, get your loot, back out, and then, of course, go back in and do the mission. On the easier difficulty, you can do that if you're by yourself. But just wanted to let you know that those vaults do have some good loot in them as well, but they're kind of just like the missions. You have to pick a higher difficulty to have a better chance to get legendary loot. Now, there are some missions that will offer guaranteed legendaries. As you can see this right here, kind of down towards the bottom, it's going to say a guaranteed legendary piece of gear. Now, you can play these on any level you want. If you even play these on challenge 1, you're still going to get that guaranteed piece of gear at the end. So that is a good way to, just kind of, or a good thing to kind of keep in mind. If you want to go in here and just play this by yourself and get a guaranteed piece of legendary gear, you don't have to turn this up very, very high. You can play this on a lower level, get through it pretty quickly, and then you're going to get your guaranteed loot at the end. Also, there's other ways that you can get some loot in game, and that is, of course, purchasing those from the faction vendors. Now, of course, there's a faction vendor here where I'm located, at the main base, and also at the anthill. I made a video earlier talking about how you travel back and forth between these areas. But if you go down here, you can see that the anthill is in this area, and it will allow you to travel back and forth to that anthill to talk to the different faction leaders. Of course, the Inhuman faction leader is at the anthill, and of course, if you're here where I'm at now, you have the Shield faction leader as well. Now, these faction leaders both have kind of stores or vendors that you can purchase things from, and when you purchase things from these, just keep in mind you do have to be a certain level in the faction to buy items from them. So while they do offer legendary items, a lot of these are going to be pretty high level. You'll see here in just a second.